All right, so we are moving on to adding and subtracting rational expression. So we're going to start with just a little review on adding fractions. Okay, so if you have like 1 over 6 and you want to add to like 2 over 9, and you can't add these guys, right? Unless you make the bottom the same common denominator, right? It's like adding pizza slices. They have to be the same size of slices so you can add them. So here you think about the 6. How do I make the 6 the same as the 9? So the 6 is like 2 times 3, and the 9 is 3 times 3. So what does this guy have that this guy doesn't? It has a 2, so I have to multiply by 2 here. That means I have to multiply the top by 2. And what does this guy have that this guy doesn't? I need a 3. So multiply by 3 here, multiply by 3 here. So basically I multiplied this by 3, so I have 3 over 18. And I multiply this by 2, now I have 4 over 18. See, LCD, you can add them, now you have 7 over 18. All right, so the same idea applies to when you do rational expressions. Say you have 3 over x minus 4 over 5. You see, this guy it has an x, and this guy doesn't. So what do I need to multiply in to have something like that? So I need to multiply in an x here and an x there. See, so I have 4x over 5x. But it's still not the same, right? Because this one has a 5 and this one doesn't. So I have to multiply by 5. Multiply by 5. Now I have 15 over 5x minus 4x over 5x. All right, so now I can subtract the top. So, and then the bottom is just 5x now. See, now I subtract the top, take 15 minus 4x. What does that give you? I don't know. You can't tell. It's just going to be 15 minus 4x like that. You can't combine them, so that's what you get. That's the result. That's the answer. That's as far as you can go. You have 15 minus 4x over 5x. All right, I'm going to do another example. I have 1 over 4x squared minus 3 over 16. Okay, so now it's a mix of numbers and variables and things. So let's look at the numbers separately here. I have a 4 and here I have a 16. What does a 16 have a 4 doesn't? 16 is 4 times 4. This one is only 4, so I multiply by 4. All right. And this one has an x squared and this one doesn't. So I need to multiply by x squared here. All right, so now I have 4 on top over 16x squared minus 3x squared over 16x squared. Boom. So now the bottom is the same. It's just going to be 16x squared. The top is going to be 4 minus 3x squared. You are finished. You're done there. Okay? All right, so the whole point is that make sure that whatever this side has, this side also have to have that. And the same thing, vice versa. So if this one has something, that one also has to have it. Okay. Let's go on to something a little bit more complicated here. I have 5 over x minus 2 minus 3x plus 6 over x squared minus 4. Oof. Okay, so now it's like x minus a number, x plus a number. Remember, if it's adding or subtracting, it's one solid thing. Okay. What people do here, the mistake that they make, is that they think since this one has an x squared, I'm going to multiply this by x squared here, or just x. So I get x squared, but that gives you a 2x here because that x goes in here. So you cannot do that. You cannot do that. All right. Don't multiply by x here. You have to put parentheses around them. You can't just multiply by x. You have to multiply by the whole thing. Take things all together if they're adding and subtracting. Okay, they're stuck together. So here, I can multiply this side by x squared minus 4 and multiply this by x minus 2 like this. And then do the same thing on top, and then I have a common denominator. But that's too much. I have to break it down and take the lowest ones only. What does this guy have that this guy doesn't? So if I break this one down, all right, I'm just going to rewrite the whole thing. So 5 x minus 2. I can't factor the bottom here, so I'm going to leave it. But I can factor this side. I don't need to factor the top either. I'm just going to leave it. But the bottom becomes x plus 2, x minus 2. You see? Now, this guy has an x minus 2 already. So I don't need to multiply an x minus 2 here. But this one is missing an x plus 2, so I just multiply x plus 2. All right, so this one doesn't have anything that this guy doesn't, so this guy doesn't need to multiply anything. So I multiply by x plus 2 over here. All right, so now I have 5x plus 10 over x minus 2, x plus 2, minus 3x plus 6 over x plus 2, x minus 2. Whoops. Okay. Since the bottom's the same, I can put them all together. So now I have 5x plus 10 minus, and be careful with your sign here, put parentheses around it if you're subtracting. So x plus 2, x minus 2. All right, so I have 5x minus 3x, I have 2x, and I have 10 minus 6, which gives you 4. All right, let's do another. So I have 3x plus 12 over x squared plus 6x plus 8. Put parentheses around. X plus 2. All right, so what does this guy have that this guy doesn't? We don't know. We will find out when we factor them. So here I have 3x plus 12 on top. And the bottom I have x plus 2, x plus 4. All right, what does this guy have that this guy doesn't? He has an x plus 2. This guy has an x plus 2, but he doesn't have an x plus 4, so I have to put an x plus 4 here. What does this guy have that this guy doesn't? Nothing. He has an x plus 2. This guy has x plus 2. So that's it. So I just have to simplify this and put it all together. I have 3x plus 12 plus, see, I multiply this in, now I have 2x plus 8 all over x plus 2, x plus 4. So I have 3x plus 2x is 5x. And then 12 plus 8 is positive 20 over x plus 2, x plus 4. And you're done.